What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dazja Jordan, for those of you that are new, and for my returning kin folks, what's up, you guys? In today's video, of course you guys can tell by the title, we are doing another fall makeup tutorial. Now you guys know, first off, I like to start with my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I like to take that and place it all over my face. I like it because it gives like a little tacky feeling. It lets me know like my makeup is going to stick, it's going to stay. Afterwards, I like to go in with my NYX Cosmetics Blur Foundation, and I believe this is the shade Nutmeg. I don't know off the top of my head, but I will go ahead and leave it in the description box down below. You guys know how I do. After going in with foundation, I like to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 40. I will also have this linked in the description box down below, and also on my LTK, so that you guys can go there and get the exact product and know exactly what I'm using in today's tutorial. Now, I personally like to just take my concealer and I like to place it underneath my eyes, the bridge of my nose. I do like to do a little bit underneath my cheek to make my contouring look like it's just, you know, the business, okay? And I like to also put some on my forehead. Now, before I blend out my concealer, I like to go in with my Morphe Continuous and Setting Spray and just spray all of my face. I let it dry down a little bit, and then I go in and using a brush, I like to blend out my concealer. Now, personally, I'd like to use brushes to blend out my concealer, my makeup in general, just because it gives it a smoother finish. Not saying a beauty blender doesn't. I still love a beauty blender, but for me, because I have such small features, for me, using a brush is just going to give me the finish that I need without messing up, you know, other parts of my makeup. So it is a little time consuming, but it's not that bad if you just, I don't know, stay focused and just blend out. I mean, getting up there by my eye with that beauty blender, like, I promise you my eyebrow would have been jacked up. So using a brush really saves my life. Like I said, it's time consuming, but it's worth it. The finish, the everything is worth it when you're using a brush. So if you are like me and you like a little bit more of a I don't know, because I don't even want to say like it's not a flawless look if you don't use a brush. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know, but just use a brush, try it out, and see if you like it. After blending out my concealer, I like to go in with my One Size powder. Now, I don't like to put a whole lot of setting powder on my face because I just feel like that's wasting product, okay? And I don't need to bake. So I just use a fluffy brush and I just use a little bit of the product. I clearly tap out what I'm not going to use, and then I'm just going to go over all the places that I added the concealer on my face, just so I can make sure that concealer isn't going anywhere, it's not going to crease, and it's just going to be there all day. You know, this is literally like my sweat-proof look during the summer, like everything. I love this face, I promise you I do. And one thing about the One Size setting powder, it's light on the face. So I love weightless products. I love weightless products. Now I'm switching it up from using my Fenty. I'm going to go in with the Colourpop bronzer in the shade Pacific Beach, and we are just going to do our contouring with this powder. Of course, contouring our nose, to each his own. If you don't want to contour your nose, please go ahead and skip this step. Okay, and I've left like little channel markers at the bottom so that you can skip past the contouring if you want to get to the next piece of the video. But anyways, you guys, I like to contour my nose because I like a more defined bridge, and contouring gives me that. So, you know, it does its thing. So after contouring my nose, I like to go in and add bronzer to the apples of my cheeks, like my jawline and in my cheekbones, right underneath my cheekbone. Yep, I like to add that bronzer there just to warm up the face, and then I like to just go round robin with the bronzer just until I feel like my face is warmed and it has the curves back in it that I desire for it to be. So yeah, this step is completely up to you, but I like it because, as you can tell, like the foundation and the concealer like really just kind of took the bronziness out of my skin, and it also just made everything look flat. So going in with the bronzer just ensures that you are just adding those curves back, warming the face back up, and, you know, giving it that I woke up like this look. Now let's go ahead and get into the eyes. We are going to be going back in with that Maybelline Fit Me shade 40 concealer, and we are going to place that on our eyelids. We are not going to mess up our concealer. See, again, this is why I really love using a brush, because I can make sure that I'm not messing up that concealer when I'm blending this out with the brush. But anyways, I'm just going to blend that concealer out across my eyelid, and from there we are going to jump right into using the eyeshadow palette. Now, doing this step before you add eyeshadow is crucial because some people have like discoloration on their eyelids. I know I do, and I just like for everything to be one color, one shade, and just ready for application, you know, of any color. So we just like a clean canvas. Okay, now the first shade that we are going to be going in with is that orangey shade, and I believe the shade is, see y'all, I can't remember the shade. The shade is Nana. We are going in with the shade Nana, and we are going to pop that into our crease line and kind of use it as a transition shade. I have been loving the oranges as a fall color. It's definitely a fall shade staple. So this, I don't know, I just felt led to use this. Now the next shade that we are going in with is going to be from that same palette, and it's going to be the shade Zakiya. It is very orangey. You can't really tell the two products apart immediately, but after blending more of the Zakiya shade into that like brownish orangish shade that I had just used, you can like really see it like start to show up and add dimension to the eyelid. And I am just putting that shade right in the middle of my crease line. Now, jumping right into the Nubian 2 palette, I had to use a couple of shades from that palette. The first shade that we are going to jump right into from this palette is going to be the shade Kenya. We are just going to go ahead and pop that in our outer corners of our lid just so that it gives it some, you know, dimension. It deepens it up right there in the corner of that lid just to kind of already start to pull this look together. I mean, because too many bright colors and this would be a summer and not fall look. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to take a very small brush, dab it into the corner of my eyes, and then I'm going to drag whatever that product is that I just dabbed on. I'm going to drag it out and just really blend until everything is sitting exactly where I want it to be. And I will take that and, you know, repeat the same motions on the other eye. Again, we're going to dab that product, dab the shadow into the eye, just pack it in there, and then we are just going to take whatever product is left from the brush and just kind of like move it around where we want it to be so that everything again just sits exactly where we need it to be. Now I am using MAC's paint pod to cut this crease. It's been a minute since I've used this paint pod, but it still works like it just came out, and it's been out for years, like since I started doing makeup back in like 2009, which is crazy. But I'm still using it. I'm still going strong with the paint pod, and I like it because it kind of gives you that clean canvas that you need on the eyelid to be able to use whatever shade is going to be next. And since we are using a lighter shade, it's going to be best that we use the paint pod to just carve out that crease on our eyelid so that you know, we get the full payout of the eyeshadow color that we're going to be using. And of course we're going to go ahead and do that to the other eyelid. Now take your time doing this. The last thing you want to do is mess up all the other work that you have done. So make sure you get you a mirror. It doesn't matter if you have to be super close or what. Just make sure that you're taking your time and you're carving out just your eyelid part so that you could add some really cute eyeshadow to that nice and clean canvas. You know what I'm saying? So the shade that we are now going in with is the shade Zuri. It's kind of like a shimmer type of color, like a white shimmery color. You guys are not going to be able to see the full payout on camera, but if you have this palette, you guys know how sparkly it is and how white it is, and it's actually doing what it's supposed to do on the eyelid, and I'm actually very grateful for that. Now after I used the shade Zuri, I went in with the shade Yaa, and it's like a brown shade, kind of like close to the shade Kenya that we just used for the outer corners. It's about that type of brown, however it has like a little shimmer in it so that it kind of matches the flow of the shade Zuri that we were just using. But I want to pop that right in the middle of the shade Zuri in Kenya, and I just wanted to just add a little bit more to that lid. So this right here did it for me. It really brought the entire look together, especially like making those two browns just kind of like collide together on my eyelid, and it really worked out. It looked really nice. So yeah, y'all let me know in the comments down below if you guys are trying this look or what you guys think about this look. I know it doesn't look completely beginner friendly, however, if you just take your time and use the colors exactly how I'm telling you to use them and blend out everything how I'm telling you to blend it, I promise you, like, you will have the same eye. I promise you. Because I have been sticking with affordable products this far, I like to go in with my e.l.f. liquid eyeliner, and I am not doing a bold wing eyeliner. I'm just doing enough to, you know, show off a little bit, show that this look is just, you know, one of my bolder, more fun, glammy type looks. So yeah, don't go too crazy with the eyeliner, but just enough to add the lash on and be able to hide the band from the lash. So as you guys can look at my eye now, you guys see that I did not go in with a whole lot of eyeliner, but take your time with each step. Take your time with the eyeshadow, the eyeliner, and I promise, like, you guys will have some bomb eyeshadow looks. I promise you. Now before we put on our lashes, I like to go in with my Great Lash mascara by Maybelline, and I like to add mascara to the top and bottom lashes. This will really help if you're applying falsies to make sure that the false lashes aren't sticking to your bottom lashes and all of that. It just kind of helps with making sure they sit where they need to be able to sit, especially on the lash. So yeah, if you are not putting on mascara before you put on your falsies, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. But I did not add any eyeliner to the bottom of my waterline just because, yeah, so I just didn't do it. I didn't do it at all. But what I should have done was add the eyeshadow before I went and did my mascara on the bottom. I just didn't think about it, but I was able to go back in with that brown eyeliner, or not eyeliner, eyeshadow in the shade Kenya, and popped it right underneath my my under eye, just to kind of like pull this look together. Now the lashes, I cannot remember who these lashes are by, you guys. I never do, and I am so sorry. But just go ahead and get you some lashes from the hair store. That's all I be doing. I just be grabbing me some lashes from the hair store and be putting these things on. But I am going to do better with letting you guys know what number, what style, and all of that these lashes are. So yeah, I got to do better, and I admit that. But after applying my lashes, this is totally optional. Sometimes I have to do it, sometimes I don't, but I like to kind of like go through and add mascara to my falsies a little bit as well, because I just like for everything to really look a certain way on my eye. And if I'm not getting that, I got to create that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you want your lashes just a little bit more fluffier and stuff, just go ahead and add mascara. That's always going to do the trick. Now for the blush, we are going to be sticking with our Sephora Duo Blush in the shade Tiger Lily. I will also link this in the description box down below. I like to hit the cheeks, of course, and then a little bit on my nose. I don't know, it just always just brings the look together, if you ask me. I also like to go in with my Gellar Blush and Brighten palette in the shade Tropic Hues. I like to add that to the apples of my cheeks. I was really using this as a highlighter, and then I realized it was a blush and a highlighter, and I just still haven't stopped using it. So I like to add that to the apples of my cheeks as well, and also down the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my chin, and sometimes I like to hit the Cupid's bow, but yeah. So once we are finished with the entire face, we're going to go in and spray one last time with the Morphe setting and continuous spray, and then we're going to hop in with the Neutrogena lip liner. Well, it's actually an eyeliner, but we're going to use it for a lip liner in the shade Coal, and we are going to line our lips. This seems to be like the only brown that I'm like completely in love with, so I feel like I need to go on a hunt for, you know, brown lip liners. To seal up the lips, I went in with the Sephora lip stain in the shade Rouge Velouté 66. So yeah, that's it. But you guys, this is the look. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by my channel. Also hit that little bell on the side so that you can stay connected with me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Until next time, may peace and love be multiplied.
Like that, you know, but I'm the one that eats your pain. I know.